Do you own your own roofing company or do you work for a roofing company? If so, you know how vital it is for you to have quality leads for your business. Whether it's replacing a roof, you're putting on a metal roof, doing shingle roof, maybe you're doing commercial roofing, you know every lead matters. Those leads turn into giving out quotes. Those quotes can turn into sales for your business. But every year it's getting tougher and tougher. It's getting more complex, more highly competitive. It's cutthroat. So what do you do? How do you keep an advantage over your competition? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips that I believe is going to help you take control of your online success, because I truly believe that your website is the determining factor of if you're going to get that initial lead or not. So stay tuned. I'm going to help you succeed online.
Digital marketing for DIYers.
Hey friends, I'm Heidlebaugh, your friendly Christian web design and digital marketing guy. And in this video, I want to truly help you take control of your online success. So would you do me a favor? If I provide you with value in this video, would you please consider subscribing? Underneath this video, just hit the little subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And thank you so very much for your consideration. So your roofing business, I wanted to grow and skyrocket this year. But what do, right? It might be that you got one crew, maybe it's just you, maybe you got 50 crews. But how do you really take advantage of this online world, right? A lot of people don't use phone books anymore. There's so many different options. You got Yelp, Home Advisor, all these different, hows and different kind of websites, Angie's List. But really, where do you control your own content? And that is with your own website. And I believe your website gives people one of the first impressions of your business. And so I really want to give you tips. So in this video, I'm going to just give you some tips on how you can improve your website and just to really make sure that you're putting the best foot forward that you can to make sure people are seeing your business, your services, everything that you do in a positive light. So let's get started with tip number 1. So tip number 1, I'm just going to go straight for the gut here, and we're going to say, what kind of user experience do you have? When I land on your website, is it all about how great you are? You've been in business for 30 years. There's been 2 generations of roofers in your family who's been doing this. Or does it talk to the customer and their needs? Does it talk to them, and going through the emotions that they might be going through after a hailstorm? Or how many times have people came to you and they were like, man, I wish I would have found you 10 years ago because I've gotten scammed by this person or that person, this, that, and the other. So, kind of cater your content to people. Let them know your story, but also let them know how you can serve them, right? So if I go to your website and it says how great you are, you've been doing this for a zillion years, or does it say, hey, we do everything roofing in your area, from hail damage to water leaks. We are here to be your number 1 roofing source. And then, from there, you can go into other things. But really, think about the user experience. So when you go to your website, is it really saying, hey, that we are the solution for you? Or is it saying how great you are, right? I mean, again, if it's like, man, we're the best, most, just excellent roofing company in our area. Or is it really like, hey, you know what? We understand you may have been burned in the past. So with our business, we give you 100% upfront quote. We give you this, that, and the other. And we give you warranties, to put the customer's mind at ease. So really think about the user experience, the colors of your website, the pictures that you're using. Are you adding, videos? Are you adding content that shows your gallery and your work? Are you showing pictures of your employees to show that you're a trustworthy company, right? Things like this. And so really think about the user experience, because that's going to be the first window that people are going to look through to see if they want to work with you. So tip number 2, are you asking for a quote? Now, this might seem kind of obvious, but are you really asking for the quote? Again, it goes back with tip number 1 is it all about you? Is it all about, hey, we have these certifications, we've been doing business for 30 years in this area? Or are you saying, hey, look, if you're ready to get a roofing quote, click here, right? And sometimes you can even make it better if you have a pop-up, right? So instead of sending them to another page, or the quick contact form is right there, it pops up, says, hey, leave us your phone number and a roofing specialist will call you right away, right? Things like that. Imagine if you don't have a get a quote button, or if it's so hard to find, when I land on your website, you have 7 seconds, just like most people, to sell me on what your website and what your company is all about. So tell me up front, do a nice hero image, a nice big image. have some words there or a video or something and say, hey, look, this is what we do. View our services and then contact us, right? View our services, get a quote, right? Make it simple for the people. Make the buttons different colors, test them. Maybe a red button does better than a green button, or maybe a yellow button does better than a green one. You know, play around with it, but ask for the quote. You know, you can't get to sell if you don't ask for the quote, right? So don't be ashamed. People know if they're coming with the research intent to do business with you, don't make it harder on them than it really needs to be. Okay, so tip number 3 is your website mobile friendly? Now, in this day and age, you would think every website is mobile friendly, but you'd be so wrong. Look at your website on a mobile device. Is it the same as your desktop? Does it look close to the same? I deal with this day in and day out. I cannot tell you how many contractors, roofers, plumbers, real estate people, doctors, attorneys, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, your website looks horrible on a mobile device. You know, things are squished down, different things happening, things are not functional, and it's horrible. So if somebody is, you know, using their device, I mean, I'm within feet of my phone at most times, and based on your Google Analytics, you might be able to look and see, hey, yeah, you know, the devices like tablets and mobile devices, it's 80% of our business, and your website looks horrible on a mobile device. Yeah, no kidding why you're not getting the leads, right? People can't, you know, use your website properly. And it goes back to user experience. It goes back to, you know, all these functionalities. So really make sure your website is mobile friendly. Test it out. If you're using Google Chrome, you can use a developer mode and you can test this out on different platforms and responsiveness. And look for something, maybe just go to Google and type in like, you know, browser resolution testing, you know, where you can go in and look at your website on different devices, different browser settings, things like that. Because again, you might think that everything's perfect. You're looking at your full, like I have two 24-inch monitors that I do my development work on, but when you're looking at a 3-inch little screen on a phone, what is it going to look like? And how many people are you turning away because the mobile version of your website is horrible? Okay, so tip number 4, it's SEO. Now, SEO is a 3-letter word. It's a bad word, and it's unfortunate. Too many people have abused this. So if you're looking for roofing SEO, you know, roofing marketing, you know, different, you know, services and things like that, you can get a variety of people telling you different things. One of the biggest concepts is if you do this yourself, you can check out my website. I have tools you can use. I have SEO tools, the same tools that I use, you know, for $100 a month. You could be doing your own SEO. You could spy on your competition. You could see what they're using, you know, their most popular blog posts, most popular keywords, see the search volumes and things like that. And because that's the thing, if you go to your homepage or your pages, does your title, if you hover over your website, does it just say home, right? Does it just say services? Do you have, you know, 20 services on one page, or do you have 20 pages with a service for each one? You know, do you know what your competition are doing? Do you know the keywords? Are you doing things at a state level where you're like roofing Colorado, roofing Texas, or are you doing roofing Denver, roofing Dallas, right? Are you showing your service areas? Are you optimizing your Google My Business page? You know, are you showing your Google reviews? Are you showing your service areas and things like that? So although SEO is, again, it's unfortunate how much it's been abused by people promising #1 spots in Google. Every single day you're getting an email that you think is a lead, and it turns out to say, "Dear sir or ma'am," or "To whom I may concern, we looked at your website and it's not very good, but we think we can help you." But they never say who your company is. They don't actually address who you are. They don't talk about they don't actually show you signs if anything's wrong, because you have to call them. And it's usually a Google voice number or some, you know, spam thing, or you have to email them. And when you call them, they're always like, "Oh, well, what was your domain?" And then hurry up, they type it into something and they give you some, you know, whatever they can figure out real quick, right? So really try to find somebody who's local, or somebody who's at least in your area, or somebody you can trust, right? I mean, I'd love to work with you, but at the same time, I want to earn your trust, right? And this is not the purpose of this video, trying to sell services, is to be able to help you and guide you. You can easily do SEO yourself, right? Again, you can use software that I use. You know, I will give you recommendations, you know, so you can do, how much are you spending for SEO, right? You can spend $100 a month right now and do SEO. Okay, true. So if you're spending $1,500 a month or $2,500 a month. You can spend $100 and somebody in-house can do this, right? It's not that hard. But the problem is people don't want to put in the time, right? So it's after dinner, sitting down, looking at search volumes, looking at blog posts, looking at things you can do, optimizing your Google My Business page. If I can't find you online and people can't find you online, how are you going to get any leads, right? And I know it's so swamped with things like Home Advisor, you know, Thumbtack, Yelp, all these different companies, but you can beat this, especially being local. And that's where Google My Business can really pay off for you, because you can show up in those Google local maps, and that is vital. I don't want you paying for Google ads, right? If you want to do Google local services, okay, that's good. Google ads is a waste of money in my point, okay? Facebook is where I think the money is. You can get way more reach for Facebook. But SEO, it's like your website is on 24/7. So when you're on the front page and you're getting leads 24/7, it pays for itself. So even if you did hire somebody and they're charging $500 or $700 a month or whatever you feel is good, the thing is your website's on 24/7, and that's just constant leads coming into. So don't give up on SEO. Just make sure you're making the right decision. Okay, and finally, tip number 5, and this is my favorite tip, is use videos. Okay, the internet is going towards video. You're watching this video. Okay, so imagine if you went to a roofing website, or you were looking at your own website. Imagine you being the owner or the employee. You have employees lined up in front of your work trucks, and you showcase that you guys are legit, right? Your employees didn't just get out of jail, right? Your trucks are not all broken down. You know, it's not, you know, a suit and tie person comes to meet the customer, but then all these other people come that nobody gets to see. You can be, you can be that face for your company. So imagine this is what I say. Okay, when you go to a website and it says, you know, the best, or voted as one of the top roofers in the Los Angeles area, right? And underneath that it says, watch video, get a quote. To me, that's the perfect hero image. People understand you do roofing, the location you serve, they can watch a video, and then they can also get a quote. Everything is right there. They don't have to look at your website, and that's why I'm successful, because that's what works for clients, okay? So when they click on watch a video, here pops up a video, and it's just like a minute long, and it shows your trucks, it shows your guys on the roof, everything's OSHA certified, everything's legit, and you talk about how, you can serve the customer. So you say, hey, I'm Chris with, 𝗏𝗏roofing.com. And this video, I want to talk to you about, our roofing company. We've been, we're here to help you. We serve this local market. We do everything from roof replacements and shingles and tile, to metal roofing, to this, that, and the other. We also do repairs, leaks, annual checks. If you have air conditioning units, we can do whatever, blah, 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 blah. We work with your insurance company. And then you can get into, hey, we've been doing this for 20, 30 years. We're pink certified or whatever kind of stuff, and all these are different kind of concepts, right? So with a video, you can summarize your entire business in a minute, right? And here's the example. Here's the funny thing about it, okay, is imagine, would you rather read, if you have a hobby, do me a favor right now, if you have a hobby, if it's fishing, if it's driving vehicles, if it's gardening, I don't care what it is, okay, you garden and you like rose bushes, okay? Would you rather read a 3,000 word article talking about rose bushes and this specific kind of it, or watch a minute-long video talking about that stuff, right? Just like if you do fly fishing, right? Would you rather watch a 1-minute video talking about the new fishing pole, or read a 3,000 or 4,000 word, short story, right? And those are the big things, is making sure that you're communicating to people, and the internet's going towards video. So if you do not have a welcome video on your website, you are already going to be behind. And we haven't even touched on voice SEO, and you have, Alexa and everything, all these voice command stuff. So when somebody says, I'm looking for a roofer in your area, are you going to be showing up for voice SEO? That's the future, that and video. So I would definitely keep up with that. So anyways, if I can offer any more tips, let me know. But in the comment section of this video, let me know what tip you might look at right away. Is it going to be going to your website to see if your user experience is good? Maybe let me know. Are you going to go to your website and see if your website is mobile friendly, right? So either way, I do hope that I can help you. And if you have any questions, do leave them in the comment section. And if you'd like me to take a peek at your website, I can definitely give you some advice and tips. We also do live videos and live website grading and stuff. So if you want to, subscribe, you can always come in and we can take a peek at your website live and give you some tips and advice. So thank you again so much for watching this video. It means so much to me. I do want your roofing business to succeed. I do hope that you find success online, offline, and in your life. God bless.